On July 31st, Jerome's going to give us the nod that rate cuts are coming. There's also something else supposed to come on July 31st, and it has to deal with XRP SEC Ripple settlement. That's not what I'm happy about. 81% in volume gain. Meanwhile, opportunities lost. Yeah. Missing out on billions. I want to hear from you.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Hola, dudes and chicks. I'll tell you what's up. It's XRP's green in a sea of red. But first, your comments. Poopy SquarePants, Shiba D's nuts. Just trying to make sure I get every spectrum out there of the viewer. Amadin says Genzer has been rejected by the courts more times than him at his high school prom. That's if he went to the prom. Maybe he didn't even go. Have you thought about that? Gary by himself playing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, or I don't know what was cool back then in the day. Gare Bear. Bitcoin sitting at 65,697 ETH, 3253. Basically what I'm going to tell you is everything is red on the screen except for XRP. But that's not what I'm going to talk about right now. We're going to first talk about the Fed. The Fed is about to give a nod at rate cuts as job growth moderates. So since job growth is starting to slow down, the Fed's like, look, maybe we don't have to keep our hands on your throat. Safe word, everyone? Asparagus. 3 times, though, you got to say it for it to count. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Because what if you whoopsed it? Right? Right? Just saying. So, jobs starting to slow down. Fed's like, yep, we don't have to have our hands on your throat. I'm going to be doing a live stream regarding that. It looks like this. FOMC Live. Jerome's holding a big stack with some arrows and some alerts. Join us. Chat is going to be lit AF as always. That is happening at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the 31st. Now, what else is supposed to happen on the 31st? Well, Fred Rispoli says, hey, we're going to hear from Torres on the 31st. That was his prediction regarding when the case would be done. And I'm telling you, looking at my watch every day, I'm like, oh my gosh, Torres, blah, blah, you got to hurry up. We're going to talk about missed opportunities, and then we're going to talk about juicy opportunities. First miss, Germany's Bitcoin sale sparks controversy. A missed opportunity. So we know that Germany sold a bunch of BTC, but they sold it at prices that, you know, weren't as juicy compared to what we're seeing. Now, what's interesting about that is people are saying, well, wait a minute, why are you selling it? Well, you're not supposed to sell it, you're supposed to hodl it. This was a little different, right? This was a seized asset. So due to their laws, seized assets have to be destroyed. They have to be liquidated, all right? So that they couldn't just keep it. The same thing happens out here in the United States. If a car is seized due to like a drug traffic stop, they will auction off that car, right? They will liquidate that asset. So yeah, that's why they did it, but did they miss out? And I guess that's the thing is there's always going to be peaks and there's always going to be valleys. When Germany did their selling, I'm not sure they were thinking, hey, let's time the market at the top. But I want to hear from you. Should these agencies that have to liquidate these assets try to buy the peaks? Or I'm sorry, try to get it at the peaks price-wise? I want to hear from you. Now let's talk about XRP volume-wise. Look at this. Up 81% right now, $2.1 billion in volume in the last 24 hours. Right now, holding on to 62 cents. Again, we're stuck at what, everyone? 63.5. That seems to be the story of our lives when it comes to XRP. Now, if we zoom in just a little bit more and go to the 15-minute candlestick, you can see exactly what we're talking about. There's the 63.5 rearing its ugly head. And again, when you zoom out, you're like, oh, there it is again. And oh, there, see, it's just the name of the game. But the volume is up there, and that's what I'm excited about because people are ready for tours. And that tells me that we might have a lot more volume once we actually get the action. This is just people willing to play the risk. You have to think there's going to be a lot of people out there too that are not playing the risk. They're waiting for tours to see what happens, to see if they could either buy it on the bounce or if they could buy it on the way up. So there's going to be money on the sidelines waiting for final resolution from tours that's then going to jump into the market. Dude, volume is just going to freaking explode. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Another thing I wanted to share with you, talked about bucking the trend. Look at this. Over the last 7 days, XRP up 4.24%. Well, look at this. ETH down 6.68. BNB down 1.8. I mean, Bitcoin is basically sideways, but XRP looking pretty healthy. Solana up 2% over the last 7 days as well. Interesting to see, though, bucking the trend. You're seeing it right here specifically, and it all has to do with Taurus. Rispoli's like, dude, it's going to be the 31st. The 31st is also when Jerome Powell comes on the mic. Join us tomorrow for that one live. And let's hold on tight, because not only is the MLB trade deadline fast approaching, holy crap, White Sox sell and trade the entire team, but we've got Jerome Powell, we've got Taurus action. We know the Fed is going to be dropping rates here soon. We've known for a while that the job market was cooling down, and they just seem to be taking their time. Did Germany miss out on timing the peak? I don't know. Or should they just be forced to liquidate within X amount of time? Should they play that game with seized assets? XRP pumping in volume. Great to see, because the rest of the market is not only in the red when it comes to action, but in the red price-wise. Bucking the trend because it's all about Taurus. Buckle your seat, kids. This is going to get bumpy, and these next few days are going to get wild as anticipation builds. Choo-choo, bitches. I'll catch you cool cats all later.